Hello, I'm Dawn Holland.
And I'm Laurel Holland,
Welcome to Focusing Inward.
where we're posting videos that help you become a conscious and joyful leader of your own life. And today I'm interviewing my sister.
Yes,
Welcome.
you are. Thank you.
Yes, I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad you're here.
This is a first for us.
I know. And there's so many things that we could be talking about, but today what I want to do is kind of stay in line with what I've been doing this year on my blog. And
Okay.
on the blog that we've been writing on
That's right.
is really focusing on developing habits that support your life in terms of creating the life that you really want and the one that you really will love and enjoy day in and day out.
Yes.
So I call them Masterful Habits, and what I'd like to know is if you'll share your top 2 masterful habits in your life today. What do you do that's a habit daily that supports the life that you're building now?
Okay. Well, it's interesting because I really didn't think of them as masterful habits. I really thought of them more as part of my daily routine. And they just have become so ingrained that it took me a little while to dissect them or take them apart so that I could offer them to you as masterful habits. And if I had to choose, there are probably about 5 of them actually, but if I had to choose my top 2, and I would say number 1, deep breathing. Deep breathing, I can literally say, saves my life. It still is today. I suffer from an experience of chronic anxiety. It comes and goes. I don't always know when it's going to happen. Don't always even know what's going to cause it. It is just something that came along in my life, and I work on it and do all kinds of good things for it. And the deep breathing is so key.
Yeah.
Laurel, I stress it with my clients in my work as a consulting hypnotist. I share it with my family, my friends. I might even see somebody in the grocery store and see that they're having a hard time and just remind them, take a deep breath. So absolutely the deep breathing.
I know when I was teaching Tai Chi regularly, weekly classes, that my first night of teaching class, for every session that I did, I taught in 10-week sessions, and every single session, the first night, would be a little bit of an overview of what Tai Chi was about and what it was good for. And then we would take at least 5 to 10 minutes where we'd stand in a horse stance, and I would teach relaxed, deep breathing.
Absolutely.
And I would tell the class, look, if you don't come back after tonight, or if you only stay for a little while and you decide Tai Chi is not for you and you find some other way to navigate the stress in your life, just know that really you got your money's worth tonight. Because if all you do is take this part of the class and put it into your daily life, it will transform your whole life.
I can't tell you how amazing what you're saying is, because, Sister Laurel, you've been in Massachusetts and then in Virginia doing all your teaching.
Yeah.
I've been in New Hampshire and then Maine doing all my work and teaching, almost in the same time period actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what I've always said to my clients, whether I'm teaching a hypnosis class, whether I'm working with a private client, it doesn't matter, is if you learn nothing else from me, please take this deep breathing. It can literally change your life. The other thing I've always said to people is, if the magic person, if he exists or she exists, ever came to me and said, Dawn, I am going to take away all your tools and gifts, but you may select one to keep for yourself. What would it be? And what I've always chosen and what I've always told people I would choose, deep breathing. It is such a transformative, masterful habit.
Masterful habit.
Absolutely.
And I think the other thing that I want to mention really quickly for people that are watching that hopefully will be encouraged to pay more attention to their breath and their experience of breathing in a moment-to-moment kind of way is that it took me, I think, about, I want to say somewhere between 2 and 3 years of daily meditation, and then beginning to practice Tai Chi and learn Tai Chi, and then eventually teach it. But in that early 2 to 3 year period, it took me that long to become aware as I was daily paying attention to my breathing, relaxing my breathing, noticing my breathing. It took me that long to become aware of the sensation that I was still tight down low in my belly area. And actually, eventually to the point where I could feel like my organs were all tight in there. Mm-hmm. Like I knew it took me that long of being aware of my breath to get to the point where I could intentionally take a full, relaxed, deep breath. Yeah. Like it doesn't happen in, 10-week class or in a couple months of meditation. It's like really staying focused and really giving it good attention and really practicing relaxing, right?
I think it needs to be looked at as a part of your life routine. Mm-hmm. Like brushing your teeth, taking a shower, selecting the right clothes. I encourage people to use their deep breathing periodically throughout the day, even if it's a couple of breaths here, a couple breaths there, waiting in line at the grocery store, driving, taking a shower, that kind of thing.
Yeah, doing the dishes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. Just start to bring it in. I had I wish I had it here, too bad I don't, a rock that said breathe on it.
Oh, I remember that.
Right. That was a wonderful gift that was given to me. And so, and that was always in my sight for a while to remind me to pay attention to my breath. Yeah. So, okay, so Dawn, tell me now your second masterful habit. I know you have more than top two that you want to share, but for today, just we'll stick with two.
Okay. My second masterful habit, which is very, very important to me, and also includes the deep breathing, is my morning routine. Through thick and thin, over these last few years, as I've known my life needed to change, and over the last month as I have been here starting to create a new life, I have not given up my two most masterful habits. And I have not given up the second one regardless. And here's what it is. My morning routine consists of waking up, sitting quietly for a few minutes with whatever I woke up with, whatever feelings or thoughts are there, perhaps a little journaling. All the while, if deep breathing can be a part of it if I need it. If I start to feel tight or tense or concerned, deep breathe. I may do a little tapping, which some people may know about and is something that I know that we're going to be working on teaching and is a powerful tool. And then also just being still and being quiet. So it would be the sitting, the deep breathing, the tapping, the journaling, and and my exercise, of course, my stretching and my exercise.
Okay.
And so I haven't wavered.
Yeah, so your morning routine consists of all of those, or some portion?
Yes, depending on the day and the amount of time I have, I will adjust accordingly. But with that said, I do make sure that there are at least a number of those components because of their familiarity, because of the routine, the comfort, and that gives us a feeling of safety and security. And especially if an individual is suffering from any anxiety, whether it's anxiety of the moment or a chronic anxiety situation, safety, security, and comfort are key in self-soothing and soothing those anxious feelings.
Yeah, and a routine that really involves a good amount of self-care. I mean, what you're talking about in the morning, that morning routine is really a self-care, which you won't negotiate.
No, won't negotiate it because I think that's part of truly changing our lives, whether it's our own individual life or collectively changing our lives. We have to say that we're worth it. We have to, if we're going out there into the world and we're offering parts of ourselves or our thoughts or our wisdoms, we have to make sure that we're coming from a place that's solid and well taken care of. And if we have no routine or we have no masterful habits, we're going there somewhat vulnerable. I think.
Absolutely. So great, thank you. And I want to say that one of your masterful habits is actually included in this great little book by Louise Hay and Cheryl Richardson, You Can Create an Exceptional Life.
Good book.
And one of the things that Louise talks about is how you begin your day, is really how you experience your day. So the idea of starting your day with a self-care routine and really not negotiating it is that idea of, instilling a quality to your day that can't be taken away from you. And
right.
says, I'm really important and I'm really worth important self-care. And
That's
I think
so
that's
true.
so,
There's
really
so many
important.
ways to say that we matter, and some of us aren't comfortable like Louise looking in the mirror and saying, I love you. Some of us just can't do that. But you can do it. A person can do it by creating whatever routine works for you that does give you those things that you need. And then that says, I'm worth it, I matter as I go out into the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your 2 top masterful habits.
Thank you for asking.
And I look forward to you coming back really soon, and we're going to continue our interview with Coco and you, talking about your new life and
Great.
your experience, and we're going to talk a little bit about the support that you need to get to that place, and some other topics that I know people will be really interested in hearing about. So
I'm really
okay.
I'm really looking forward to 2 sisters. We can read each other. That's great.
Can't wait for that.
Okay.
Yeah. So don't forget to visit us at focusinginward.com. We post writings and videos weekly for you to help you navigate your inner life, which is really the place where there's endless adventure and endless excitement for you.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it can be a little frightening to navigate that space, and that's why we're here, so that we can give you some really good support and love and encouragement, because you can do it just like we did.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you, Laurel.
Have a great week.
Have a wonderful week.